Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Team Toyota of Princeton. Check out this brand new 2023 Toyota Highlander. This is the LE all-wheel drive trim in Windchill Pearl. Now, as far as the Highlander goes this year, we've already done the Platinum, the SXE, and the XLE. Now we have the LE, so we're going to see what this brings to the table in this three-row midsize SUV segment. So let's dig in. All right, we have the front end of this Highlander LE. Windchill Pearl is the color, which is a nice color. We have the the Toyota badge up front. We have brushed aluminum around that gloss black grille, looking good. We have LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, LED fog lamps, as well as standard bulbs for the turn signals. Down below, flat black on the grille. Nice looking grille here on the front of this LE, and I like the fact that even though we are one up from base trim in the LE, we have the LED lighting up front. I think that was a good move by Toyota. All right, our wheel and tire package on the LE all-wheel drive. You have an 18-inch alloy wheel, all silver, nothing crazy. Toyota badge on the center cap, standard brake and rotor package. These 18-inch alloy wheels are wrapped in Toyo A43 open country all-season tires, 235 on the width, a beefy 65 series sidewall 18s, all four corners, all-wheel drive. All right, the full side profile on the LE in the Windchill Pearl. Now, we've seen a lot of Highlanders, all gas, no hybrids so far in 2023. Unfortunately, trying to get our hands on hybrids, not easy. But the Windchill and the flat black, I think, look really good. And that Windchill Pearl, it isn't just a bright white the camera may pick up. It does have some pearl-escent depth to it, which I think makes it look good. Flat black around the wheel wells. I like the fact that even though they have a chrome strip on the bottom of the side glass, it's only on the bottom and not all the way around. I think that might have been too blingy for an LE if they did that. But overall, it's a good looking vehicle here on this Highlander LE. Now, as we move in closer, like I mentioned, there's the flat black on the wheel wells. Okay with that, LE trim. Now we have side view mirrors that are color matched with LED turn signals, color matched on the front and rear door handle. The fuel filler is on the left side. Up top, we do have a roof spoiler coming off the top. We are a color matched roof, flat black shark fin antenna, flat black roof rails with crossbars, and the LE, we're not going to get a sunroof. All right, the back end of the Highlander LE, we got the roof spoiler coming off the top. We have the wiper down below on the glass, Toyota badge in the middle, LED tail lights, however, standard bulbs for turn signals. Bottom left of the tailgate, Highlander. Bottom of the right, LE all-wheel drive. Flat black are on the bottom of the bumper, which I like. No fancy fake venting, which I appreciate. It's all smooth, looks good, and our exhaust is tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. All right, we're under the hood of this 2023 Highlander LE all-wheel drive, and what do we have for a power plant? We have a 2.4-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 265 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. This Highlander can tow up to 5,000 pounds. MPGs 21 in the city, 28 on the highway, 24 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. All right, before we get into the interior of this Highlander, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this cost? Now, you showed me an XLE last time around that was 46, 47 grand. Please tell me that I can save some money in buying an LE and maybe taking a little bit less features than the XLE because I need to save money. Well, this is what we got. We have the LE all-wheel drive trim before options is $40,620. Now, this vehicle has some options. We have to pay extra for the color. So the Windchill Pearl paint is an additional $425. Then we have to add in an additional $228 for the all-weather floor liners, an additional $350 for the cargo crossbars, an additional $80 for the wheel locks, an additional $69 for the rear bumper application, an additional $130 for the door edge guards. We then have to add in a delivery and destination fee of $1,335 from Toyota's Princeton, Indiana assembly plant, and we have a total MSRP for this LE all-wheel drive Highlander of $43,237. So we're looking somewhere between $3,000 and $3,500 less than the XLE. Let's dive into the interior. All right, we're starting with the footbox. Nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. Floor mats are in the cargo area. Seats, we have what they call graphite color interior. We have power seats for the driver without lumbar, manual assist for the front passenger, and here are the graphite cloth seats. Couple of different designs, but it's all cloth. Nice headrest, nice bolstering. They look good, but you're going to get cloth in the LE. All right, our door panels, we have soft touch up top, black on the door handle. I like the fact that we have that two-tone color with the black and the graphite insert. The armrest is nice and soft, flat black on the switchgear. We have 6 speakers here in the vehicle, but we do not have an upgraded sound system, so it is the standard sound system. We come up to the dash, we have soft touch, some gray trim here, followed by some brushed aluminum, a nice little storage area in there, and then as we come down, we have a nice large glove box. All right, on the center stack, we have an integrated 8-inch multimedia system by Toyota. Now, this is the new one, so basically, to get the nav to work, you have to subscribe. Put in your email, password, personal information, and subscribe to a navigation service and actually pay for it. So I'm not a big fan of that, but you do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So what I would do, I would just hook up my phone to this system and use my CarPlay for my navigation rather than paying for a navigation service through Google. Not a big fan of that. We have a volume knob right here to control the volume. You can go in and do your music library, Bluetooth your phone, go to your vehicle settings, go to your general settings, Wi-Fi hotspot, and all that jazz is in here. So it's a pretty basic system, but it's easy to use. It is a touch screen, but that's where you have it. Let me know what you think about this subscription-based service for the nav. Moving on down, we have dual climate control with rear climate for the rear seat passengers, which is nice, but we don't have heated seats and we don't have ventilated seats. That's what these dead switches are on either side. So in the LE, you're not going to get heated seats, you're not going to get ventilated seats, but you are going to get a windshield wiper de-icer right here, which is a nice little touch. And the dual climate, which isn't bad here on the LE trim one up from base. 4-way hazards, 2 heat and air vents, another storage area down here, and I like this graphite soft touch. Really looks good against the black. Coming down further, we do have an area for storage, a 12-volt, 2 USB-Cs, so that's nice. Here is the gear shift that's going to take you through this 8-speed automatic transmission. Like the Gator, like the stitching, 2 cup holders. I like the aluminum trim around it, and then our key fob, fairly plain, lock, unlock, pop the tailgate, press and hold for the panic button, and on the back it says Highlander with the Toyota emblem. Pretty simple. Down below here you have your drive modes, which we'll go through when we see the dash, and then on this side you have your electric emergency brake, auto vehicle hold, hill descent control, snow mode, and traction control off. Down here on the center armrest, nice and wide, semi-soft, and this you just push in and it comes back, a removable tray, area for storage, and a 12-volt. Steering wheel in this Highlander, I like the leather wrap steering wheel with the stitching and the nice Toyota badge on the horn button with some trim to lift it up a little bit. I like that. We have flat black on the switchgear, on the left telephone voice commands, and your pad here to go through the digital portion of your dash. On the right, you have your cruise control, modes for your infotainment system, seek for your music, and then your safety suite controls. On the left stalk, we have our headlights and fog lamp controls. On the right, front and rear wiper. Down below here, you have your adaptive high beams on off, and I like that touch, especially in the LE. And then we have our engine auto stop start on off. We're going to leave that off, of course. And then we have the pop the tailgate. Way down below by your foot, that is where you pop the fuel filler door. So that's way down there. And then way down here on this side is to pop the hood. And this is your fuse box right here. We have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then we have that analog digital combo, analog gauges for your speedometer, tachometer, fuel level, and coolant temperature. And then we have a small 4-inch display in the center that's going to give you additional information as far as what you would like to see on the screen, which is a nice touch. And I like how they have it set up. It's nice and easy to use, and you can configure it with however information that you want to see, and you can go through and leave it on whatever screen you may want to leave it on. So it is a really nice, easy to use system. And now when we get to the drive modes, we go up and we have sport, and then we have normal, and then we have eco. No fancy pictures, no big action. So we're going to leave that on normal. And then with the buttons that are right underneath that switch, we have a mud and sand button. And now we go to mud and sand, and we do get a picture for that. And then the middle button is normal, so we can go back to normal. Then the right button is rock and dirt. We press that, we go to rock and dirt, looking good. And then we can press the normal button, get back to normal driving. And then, like I mentioned, way on the right side, on the passenger side of that center console, you hit snow mode, and that little green button comes up in the top left saying snow. And that's about it. So that's how it works. Nice and simple. A lot of buttons, though, to push for your different modes, but they're all there. Overhead console, pretty plain and simple since there's no moonroof or sunroof. Spot for your sunglasses. If you want the non-LED lighting to come on and off when you open and close the door, this button remains in the center on door. So when you open the door, the lighting comes on. Close the door, the lighting goes off. There's your SOS button in case you have an emergency on the road. Sun visor with vanity and a light. And then does it slide? Yes, it does, to block out the side sun. All right, mid-row time in the LE Highlander. I have that seat set for my driving position, and on we come in. Nice and easy to get in. No worries at 5'11" about hitting your head. Plenty of room here in the back of this mid-row for my knees, for my head, and for my shoulders. Like the fact that we don't have hard plastic back here. It's all fabric. We have a seat pocket behind the driver and the front passenger. And in the back, we do have rear climate control action. So that's a nice touch right there. No heated seats, but we're in the LE trim. And then down below that, we do have 2 USB-Cs for connectivity. So that's a nice touch, and a trim one up from base. And now the rear door panel, looking good. We've got the same materials and the same use of colors here in the rear door panel. Here's our front door panel looking good. And now here's the rear door panel. The only thing we're really missing is that strip of brushed aluminum along the switchgear, but otherwise it's the same and it looks good. Mid-row seats, we have the same cloth with the two-tone design, nice and comfortable. They look nice and they're nice to sit on. And now we sit back down here, center armrest, nice and soft, 2 cup holders. So it's a pretty nice place to be here in the mid-row of the Highlander. But let's see what we got going on in the third row for this LE Highlander. Getting in the third row of the Highlander, you come to the mid-row seat. Right up here is a button, you pull it, and it pushes up out of the way. Not a lot of room, but enough to get in. And now we're going to try to slip on in. There we go. And we are a little cramped. As you can see, the seat was back. My feet would be in big trouble. My knees are really high. Here's the amount of room behind the seat. Now I can move this up, but if you have a large person in the mid row, this is how cramped it might get, but you can slide these up further to get more leg room here in the back. We do have a couple of cup holders. We do have a heat and air vent in the ceiling right there on either side. So that's good, but we don't have any connectivity back here, which I think Toyota will have to do eventually, but maybe not in the LE trim because we are one up from base. But in the Highlander, in the upper level trims, let's say Platinum, Limited, XLE, or excuse me, XSE, I'd probably like to see some third row connectivity. As far as the seats go, we have the same color, the same fabric, the same two-tone design, so they're not bad, but definitely for kids or for very small adults here in row number 3. All right, now we got the cargo area time here in the Highlander LE. Now you can pop it from the key fob, or you can pop the tailgate from the dash, or you can come to the back, and right underneath the Toyota badge is a button. You hit it, it beeps a couple of times. Nice electric assist on the way up, which is great on an LE trim one up from base to have this feature. Nice electric assist on the way down, so I really like that. A lot of great space here in the back with the third row up. Like all the space you get underneath here, you do have a jack and whatnot, and when you have a jack, what does that mean? You have a spare. But in the Highlander, the spare is down underneath, there it is, the rear bumper. So you got to access it from underneath the car, but nicely done. Some extra cubbies on this side as well, some tie downs. And now to get the third row down, it's really easy. All you have to do is push this up, push them forward. The headrests automatically fall down when you do that. And now, this is why I think most people are going to roll with the Highlander. Third row is down, you got much more space for those larger items. To put the mid row down is a little bit more complicated, so I'll be back with you in a second and show you how that's done. All right, so we're at the side of the Highlander now to put down the mid row seats. Now, this should be easier to do, but I'm going to show you how it's done. We have two buttons or two pull levers right here on the side of the seat. Lever number 1, you pull that out and you can slide the mid row back and forth. So that's a nice touch. But to get these seats to fold flat, if you want to put a lot more gear in here, then you have to pull up this number 2 lever while you pull down on the lever on top of the seat at the same time to get the back to come down. So you pull this out, then you pull the lever on the top of the seat, and it comes down. There's the lever on top of the seat right there, and then it comes down flat. And that's how that's done. What I would like to see is a simpler mechanism going forward on the Highlander. If I would imagine on the upper level trims, like I mentioned earlier, Platinum, XSC Limited, I would like to see pull levers or power fold from the tailgate area. If you don't want to do that on an LE, which is one up from base, let me just hit this button once and have the thing fall flat. That would be easier than have to finagle with multiple buttons. Let me know what you guys think, but that's my idea on the Highlander. Now, I'm going to do the other side off camera, and I'll see you at the back of the vehicle. And once you get all seats down, you get a lot more space here in this Highlander. Really like how they have this configured as far as space, but I would like to see some pull levers for the mid-row, either back here or at least, if you're not going to be willing to do that, which I think they should, then make the mechanism from the side door easier to work than the way we have it now. All right, the Toyota window sticker, my apologies from the glare, but it's very cloudy day today. As we move on in, there is Toyota Highlander LE for 2023. Safety ratings, fuel economy, options, MSRP. Let's take it up for a spin. All right, we are on the road in this 2023 Toyota Highlander LE all-wheel drive. And there's not much I'm going to be able to say about the LE that I didn't say about the XLE, because it's the same driveline, right? The turbocharged inline 4 with the 8-speed auto, same horsepower numbers and same torque numbers as the other Highlanders that we looked at so far this year, because all we've seen is all gas powered ones, because the hybrid ones, forget about it. The dealer doesn't even have any on their inventory list that they're going to get coming in. Everything is gas. So I don't know what the story is with Toyota and the Highlander hybrid right now. But what I can comment on is what we have on the interior of the LE. Now, cloth interior, totally expected in a trim one up from base. I can deal with that, no problem. We have the newer infotainment system, which I like because Toyota could have easily put the older one in here, but they do have the 8-inch screen rather than the larger screen. No problem. I can deal with that. And frankly, the 8-inch is fine with me. I don't need a huge screen. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly don't. We have climate control in here, so that's a nice touch. But we don't have heated or ventilated seats. One up from base, I can live with that, because when you go to XLE, you're going to get the heated seats. So I can understand that. We do have USB-C and a 12-volt. I do like that. No wireless charging in an LE trim. That's fine too. We got 12-volt in the center armrest. We have connectivity with USB-C action in the mid-row as well. So as far as LE features go, and you have the safety suite of technology, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, that's in here. So they got that action going. So for an LE trim, that's going to save you between $3,000 and $3,500 opposed to the XLE all-wheel drive. It's got some decent stuff in it, you know, and for someone who needs a 3-row SUV and or something bigger like this, and they don't have $50,000 to spend, or $47,000 or $46,000, you know, 43 and change may do the trick for an LE Highlander, and these do sell quite well in the LE trim. It isn't fancy, it isn't got a whole bunch of cool stuff in it, but you know what? It does what it's designed to do, right? It gets you down the road, it carries you and your family, your gear, wherever you need to go, and it's got enough stuff in it that you can live with this car every day. Now, in the Northeast, you may miss not having heated seats or a heated steering wheel in an LE Highlander, and I certainly would. But when you're price conscious, and these cars aren't cheap anyway, 43 is not cheap for a vehicle. I understand that, but in the grand scheme of things, when a platinum trim is going to be in the 50s, and your XLE is going to be, like we saw the last one, in the $46,000 to $47,000 range, with the XSE and up higher than that, then I think you need, if you're looking to be price conscious and you want some features, you're going to need to look at the LE, because the L is going to be stripped down and you know, rental car kind of stuff in the plain old L. So we're going to come up here, we'll do a bit of an acceleration test, and then we'll do a brake test. It should perform the same as the other ones, but here we go. Down the road we go, no problem. It's got good pickup, the 8-speed is smooth. Now, of course, the Turbo 4 is going to be a little noisy out of the lower gears, or if you put your foot down on it. It's smooth, it's well damped, the steering is light, but it's direct, and it, you know, points the car where you want to go, and it goes. It's wallowy in the turns because it's a people hauler. So it's not going to be, you know, something fantastic, but it is a very good SUV. There's no doubt about it. Toyota quality is well known. Toyota reliability is well known, and it's not going to be any different in this LE. You're just going to be sacrificing some features and some creature comforts to get into a Highlander at a better price. So let me know what you guys would do. Would you guys go Highlander? If you do, what trim would you go with? Is the LE make sense for your budget, or are you going higher up in the trim levels? Let me know what you think in the comments. Or are you going to take your SUV money and spend it somewhere else on another brand? Let me know in the comments as well. But I want to thank Team Toyota of Princeton for allowing the channel access to this 2023 Toyota Highlander LE all-wheel drive for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.